Charlotte Flair. Woo! That is her main gimmick that she says every time she completes her promos, whether it's backstage or on stage or in the ring talking. Charlotte Flair debuted in the year 2012, but see, it seems like her career lasted a lot longer than that. It just feels like that from watching her matches for so many years. Okay, Charlotte Flair looks like the typical woman that is blonde, but let me simplify this. During the years in the WWE, there has been a lot of blonde women wrestlers that has wrestled in the WWE. But let me tell you, only a select few blonde women paved the way to a main event status, to a Hall of Fame status, to where once you see the promos of a wrestler, the charisma of a wrestler, the wrestling matches of a wrestler, the technical wrestling maneuvers of a wrestler, the amount of times a woman has been champion within the WWE. Charlotte Flair debuted in the year 2012. Now it is 2024. So, what I'm saying is, very few women that were blonde had the it factor, quote unquote. And so once I say the it factor, what I just said previously, just not too long ago, to have charisma, the promos, you got to know how to talk with an attitude. There's got to be something that sticks out about you when speaking. Not only when the wrestler is speaking, but how the audience reacts when the wrestler speaks. And most importantly, Charlotte Flair not only knows the basic wrestling maneuvers, but you have seen not once, but hundreds, even thousands of times where Charlotte Flair has shown technical wrestling maneuvers. And even on top of that, Charlotte Flair has proven that she can go the distance in wrestling matches. I'm talking like 20 minutes matches, 30-minute matches, 1 hour match. And my rant in my previous video, which was, what was her name? Mercedes Moné, also known as Sasha Banks. The iconic match between Mercedes Moné, also known as Sasha Banks, of who I discussed in my previous video, when she faced Charlotte Flair, the one I'm talking about now. Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks. That match was the first ever official cage match involving women. Mercedes Moné, also known as Sasha Banks when she was in WWE, versus Charlotte Flair, who I'm talking about now. The iconic first ever cage match. So Wyatt corrected me to say that Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks in the cage match was in the year 2016. So, Charlotte Flair debuted in 2012. 4 years later, she's in the main event of a first ever type of match for the women. The only other blonde woman that I can think of that paved the way to Hall of Fame status was Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus. But see, she was in a completely different era of wrestling for the women. But that paved the way to now Charlotte Flair, paving the way in a different type of era where a variety of women are being given more opportunities to wrestle. Charlotte Flair, the amount of promos that she has done over the years, her charisma, seemingly natural about her charisma, her wrestling maneuvers, being technical wrestling maneuvers, Charlotte Flair proving that she can go the distance in matches hundreds or even thousands of times. You know, when you see Charlotte Flair, that Charlotte Flair is a automatic Hall of Famer. Automatic. You know Charlotte Flair is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. But like I said, very few women that were blonde were able to provide technical wrestling maneuvers. All of the women that have gone through the WWE, they were able to perform the basic wrestling maneuvers. But if you want Hall of Fame status, if you want to be the main event, if you want to know how it takes to be in that number one spot, look no further than Charlotte Flair.